You gonna start it off for me?
You go ahead.
We started off like, what is up, guys? Or
No, just start off however.
Alrighty, guys. So welcome back to another Goonzquad Unleashed podcast. It's been a minute since we did one of these, but you know what?
We're back.
We're back.
Yep.
I was about to say we were excited to do this, but
Yep.
honestly, we were forced to do this. No, I'm totally kidding. We're super excited to actually get back onto the podcast and just answer some of the questions and just connect with you guys just face to face.
Yep,
really.
you got that right. I mean, it's just good to be back. I mean, we've just been super busy lately. I mean, it's coming the end of the year, Christmas, holidays, everything. I mean, it's just super busy times right now. So, I mean, we're squeezing this one in right now, and it feels good, dude.
It does, definitely.
Sure.
So I went ahead and did a poll on the Instagram and just I said we're shooting an Unleashed podcast, ask away, and there was a bunch of questions. I don't know if we're gonna get to all of them. We just kind of just randomly selected some of the questions that you guys had, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with the first one.
You want to go ahead and jump into this right away?
We're gonna talk about this bad boy right there.
Yeah, let's
dude.
talk about this. I mean, this has had a lot of questions. I mean, on both of the channels, so it's gonna be an awesome one to answer some of these for sure.
Yes,
dude.
sir. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the question, and you guys, you're gonna, I guess, answer.
We're
it.
both gonna
All right,
answer
let's do
for
it.
sure.
So the question is, did you guys get in contact with the R8's previous owner? How did they wreck it?
I mean, you pretty much know exactly what happened, right? You actually contacted the company that made this twin turbo kit for the R8 because we read it over here in the grill, and we contacted them, and they reached out, and then I believe the owner reached out a couple days later, right?
Yep, exactly. So first thing that I did was actually I read that intercooler right there, and it's B Rogue, and I looked up the Instagram, and I found this exact car on one of their posts.
Yeah.
And then they tagged the owner, of course, and then I just hit the little tag, and then I shot a message over to that owner, and I asked him a couple questions about it, or I told him that we just purchased it, and he didn't respond for a little bit there, and then we got in contact with B Rogue, and they were actually going back and forth with us, and then finally we posted our very first video of this R8, and then the owner actually reached out to us, and he said that as soon as he bought this sucker right here, he shipped it to them. So this thing only had like 200 something miles.
Yeah,
I think out the
I
dealership.
think he drove it for like a little bit. I mean, probably had a few miles at the dealership as well. So who knows how much miles he put on it when he bought it new, and then he just took it straight there, right?
Took it straight there, and the guys threw on their brand new twin turbo kit, and they were testing it and everything. And I believe what happened is while they were testing it on the road, somebody like ran out in front of them or something like that, and the car had to swerve, and it ended up running off the road and into a tree,
Which is
like that.
crazy. I mean, that's just what happens. Sometimes stuff like that happens. I mean, especially if you're going fast. Who knows how fast this car was going? Because you know some people are testing it out. So the owner never got this car. So apparently, when this car got finished up, they're testing it. I mean, you got to test every car you build before you ship it off to the owner and stuff like that. And it's just unfortunate happened. And this thing ended up off the road. So
off the road and into the Goonzquad garage, where we're still currently building this thing on the Goonzquad channel right here, and it's just going to be super epic. We're already finding out some crazy stuff about it, and this is definitely going to be probably our most powerful build to date right now.
I mean, it is already. I mean, I don't know when this video is going to come out, but we already started this bad boy up. I mean, it was crazy figuring everything out, but you'll see it in the Goonzquad channel. It was awesome.
And you'll hear it.
Yes, definitely. This thing just sounds crazy. It sounds wicked. So that's it. I mean, cool little background. We always try to find out on every one of our vehicles. We try to find out how it was wrecked, who wrecked it, and just the story behind it. You know, it's just really awesome to see some of the stories. Like our Lamborghini, that was a really awesome story behind how that wreck happened. It actually ended up on the news, which was really awesome. The Viper, we have no story at all, which I really wanted to hear where that thing came from because it was a race car. There was only like one dude that reached out to us, told us the build specs, but it was very minimal. You know,
that is pretty crazy. Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing about being able to record these cars and put them up on YouTube, because you get a bunch of history behind them sometimes if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky. Some of these gentlemen that own these, or women that own these cars, are a lot older and they don't really stay on social media, and some people don't even watch YouTube. It's crazy, but there's people out there like that, and they don't even know that their car is getting rebuilt, dude.
That's right. That's crazy. But anyways, let's move on to the next question, and this one's kind of a little bit different. I guess they're all going to be different questions, but it says, why don't you have sponsorships? we have sponsorships. You can see them on the wall, right?
Yeah, we have sponsorships. Most of these people on our wall, like Tecton, we got Pro Charger, we got Holly, which is a really great sponsorship. All of them are great sponsorships, but I mean, they're probably talking about sponsorships like talking about something like you know how some people do, they like take 10-15 minutes to like say a sponsorship,
paid promotions.
We used to do something like that. I mean, we did it quite a few times, honestly, you know?
Yeah, we definitely had a few good promotions. I mean, you get paid pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, you get paid pretty good. It's just the thing is, the only negative side to paid promotions is you have to really schedule it into your timeline, really. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of time and effort that goes into some of those promotions because they really want you to say certain things, and it's kind of hard to put all that together when you're working on like 3 videos a week and stuff like that. Because and on top of that, I think we mentioned before, like some of these paid promotions want to see the whole video a week ahead of time. And it's kind of hard for us to do that sometimes because we're just so fast paced.
They want to approve it and all that stuff. And I think
we don't have time for that.
It's pretty much a hassle for us.
Most of these sponsors that y'all see on the wall are legit like companies to work with because they don't care what you say. They put the trust in the company. Cut that out right there. Most of these sponsorships here are really awesome companies to work with because they really trust what you're going to do. They see what we're doing, and they're like, hey, you guys do some great work. I mean, just put a good word in for us, and that's what we like to do. And we always love working with good companies like that.
Yeah, the easy sponsorships that are just kind of just like work with you and are willing to just allow you to do whatever. We just kind of like go with it.
Yeah, we basically do our own little thing with sponsoring with the type of companies we work with. I mean, it's just amazing companies. Usually whenever something just falls into place and everything goes smoothly, and I mean, you're building cars, which is awesome, and they're helping out with most of these builds is just a really unique experience, and love working with stuff like that. You know what I mean? What do you got over there?
Would you guys ever start an internship for someone who wants to live a life like you do?
Okay, first off, what is the meaning of internship?
Internship is basically somebody's going to come in and work with you, and you teach them everything, kind of something like that. So
I mean, there's been plenty of people that want to do that tried to do internships with us, but I mean, we're just anybody can do this. I mean, honestly, you want to start wherever you're starting from. I mean, we started from nothing. I mean, we didn't know nothing, not a lick of anything, honestly. We just got into this thing and started learning, and it was awesome because we were learning with you guys. Got a lot. We basically This is an internship, this whole YouTube channel. Exactly. I mean, all of y'all are interns right now.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that you're not doing is just being hands-on.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean...
But what we try to do is get you guys to go hands-on with your projects.
Yeah, for sure.
Go buy a car off of the auction. Go buy a car off of Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, whatever, and work on it. Or not even a car. We did four-wheelers, dude, for a long time. You know what I mean?
That's true. So, I mean, I'd be open to it. There's actually been a few people that kind of stopped by and they're like, oh, yo, we want to work. Here's my whole resume and everything. And it's just like, we're so fast-paced. We're trying to move on to the next thing that we almost like... We're just so good at working, I guess, the three of us.
Honestly, if there's something else, we kind of get slowed down, and it's just really difficult. Because right now, both of us, we know each other. We're kind of getting a groove really easily, and we know how to work with each other. So whenever you get somebody new, like we brung a few people on the channel before.
Sometimes they just don't have nothing to do. You know what I mean? They're just sitting there for a long time because...
And sometimes you don't, like when you got to get a video done, you can't just sit there teaching a person, because we're teaching you guys, and then if you're teaching somebody else hands-on, it's like double, triple the time, because it already takes double the time to fix these cars, because we're recording it, making content for you guys on YouTube. So with another person, it kind of slows you down a little bit
sometimes. But we're definitely, we might be open to that in the future. Who knows? We will just have to see once the new Goonzquad garage gets done. Let's move on to the next question here. Looking to get into fixing up my own cars, what tools would you suggest for a beginner?
Honestly,
a ratchet wrench.
Dude, you can get a small set. We literally went, or before even YouTube, I used to work at a mechanic shop. I just went to Harbor Freight and just bought like $100 worth of tools, just cheap tools. They're good. I mean, they have lifetime warranty. You can literally buy a crappy tool and it break, and you just go replace it and have a new tool. So Harbor Freight, just go Freight, whatever you want to call it, just go there. Or Walmart has some cool sets that you can buy for like $100
Home
with
Depot.
A bunch of Home Depot as well. I mean, those are always awesome sets. And then you can buy used stuff. I mean, you can always go to like garage sales and find really cool tools.
But I'll tell you something right now, you will never have enough tools.
Never, dude. I mean, honestly, I wish this whole garage was just a big toolbox.
Because there's always special tools. It really just depends on what you're working on. So if you have a specific car, I guess you kind of just look at the specs, the types of bolts and nuts that you're working with, and buy that specific tool set.
Yeah, honestly, once we got into it, we started with Jeeps. Easy, one little toolbox, you can get the whole Jeep done. But once you get in like German cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, there's certain tools you got to buy.
You got to buy that 10-foot screwdriver.
Yeah, you got to buy all sorts of like little knickknacks and stuff to just unscrew stuff, some square bits and whatnot, dude.
Yeah,
just all types of stuff.
So I guess start small, honestly. Yeah. Look at your car and just, I guess, you can Google it first.
Hey, open the hood, and if there's 10 millimeters, you're good, man. That's all you need, dude. Just a small set. Get like 1/4 and 3/8 set, and you're good to go, dude.
Exactly. So what was your first car?
Like the rebuild or first car?
No. Your first car that you ever had, like your very first car.
Well, my very first car was a rebuild. So we've been buying rebuilds for all of our lives. I mean, my very first car was what, like a 2005 Honda Civic or something like that, 2-door coupe. Bought it off the auction, super easy fix. I think I paid like $2,000 for it, but I borrowed that money. And it got me to school and back.
Dude, that thing was sick. I remember one time it was snowing after school.
It was sick as a,
Dude, back then, dude, that was one of the baddest cars.
Because like it was like a new car.
And you had an exhaust on it, man. You had a Borla. Like nobody, they didn't sell exhaust. You custom made that thing.
I found it. I think V-Tune shop. Like, I mean, we knew each other forever. I went to his shop. I was like, dude, can I have this exhaust that you cut off a car? And he's like, yeah. Welded it up on my car, and that's it, man. The first mod I ever did on my first car.
Clean.
It sounded pretty good. I didn't leave it on there when I sold it. I gave it back to V-Tune.
Yeah, did you really?
Yeah, because I was like, how much you want for it? He's like, I don't know. And then he heard the sound. He was like, dude, you got to give it back to me when you sell this car. I'm like, okay. So I took the exhaust, put the original back on, sold it, and gave it back to him. And I think he put it on one of his Hondas too.
Dang. But I do remember one time after school, it started snowing. And it was, we were going up a super steep hill, and everybody was spinning out. But for some reason, that front-wheel drive Honda Civic was just going.
Dude, it was awesome, honestly, because we had like a super steep highway by our high school, and like trucks and everything was like sliding off the road. And we're just like, I'm like, dude, how am I driving up this? But it's front-wheel drive, front engine, perfect weight. And we did drift a little bit in the school parking lot. I don't think they were too happy about that, but it was fun, dude.
So that was my first. What was my first car? I guess you
car
can take
was I think that Toyota Camry
that Mom had.
Yeah, the Mom had that gave to you.
And I sold it, and I bought a 4-wheeler with it. Bought 2 4-wheelers with it, I think, and then we just kept buying and selling 4-wheelers.
Yeah, and then that's when we started flipping stuff.
The Camry, we didn't do nothing crazy with. I don't think I even had a license back then.
We literally cleaned it up and just sold it right away.
Yep. Like, so then after that, I had the BMW 740, which I think we talked about that before.
Yeah, we talked about that car
Straight mobster car,
Yeah, it was a cool car.
Pretty cool car, that V8. Sure. But anyways, let's move on to the next question here. Oh, I think it's all the questions.
Is that all the questions? We got to get more questions asked. But you can pull up one more from the questionnaire.
All right, let me go ahead and just scroll randomly through here.
There's some man, you guys answer. You guys say some random questions. Honestly, some of them are pretty fun.
Let's keep going here. Can we meet you guys?
We done talked about that. Yeah, we meet you guys all the time. We meet people all the time out in public. Honestly, people see us, and it's just awesome. We talk to a lot of people. It's just awesome. I mean, we don't really do meet and greets.
What are y'all's plans for 2022? I got a few things in mind.
Go ahead.
First thing I want to do is get the helicopter's license and fly that sucker, which first you got to rebuild it. So that's going to probably take a couple of months.
But we're not going to be doing the rebuilding. We done mentioned we're getting the company to rebuild that whole entire thing. We still got to take that thing. So we're probably going to take it here really soon because we want to fly that summer of 2022.
So that's my main goal right there, is to be able to fly a helicopter on my own. What is your main goal for 2022?
My main goal is to fly, but it doesn't necessarily got to be with helicopter. I mean, I've been trying to do the paragliding because I think that's a more like free way of flying, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's more of like a natural flying. You don't get the engine noise, you don't get nothing.
Hipster stuff right there.
I mean, there's a lot of people that fly airplanes and helicopters, and then when they get into like paragliding and paramotoring, they say it's like a whole different level.
Yeah, it's definitely a peaceful.
It's like a more, you feel like you're flying actually.
Yeah, exactly, because you don't hear no engine noise, none of that. You just hear the wind.
We took paragliding lessons. And it was pretty fun. I mean, we learned how to do it first day. I mean, going off some super steep hills. It was pretty awesome for sure.
Some bunny hills, just jumping and catching about 20 feet
just
of
learning
air.
the maneuvers and stuff like that. So we need to go back out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm down for it, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But that's pretty much it for this podcast that we just kind of got into. We still got to get back to work on the R8 here, so this might be a little bit short, but you know what? I hope you guys enjoy.
I'm just glad to give you guys a little video, answer some of these questions. Definitely, whenever we do another poll, hopefully we get some more questions, like some more awesome ones. I mean, we got tons of them, but it's always awesome to go through most of them, you know what I mean? It's
exactly.
Crazy.
So that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you guys for the love and support, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.